Is Henry Cejudo and Chito Vera even going to happen at UFC 292? Of course, last night it was reported per ESPN, per Dana White, I should say, that Cejudo and Chito Vera was going to happen at UFC 292 in Boston. I did a video on this. You can find that video in the description here. But something that happened after I did the video was Cejudo's content manager, the guy that does everything for his YouTube channel, had a tweet which has since now been deleted. And MMA Joey, credit to him, he caught what sort of the gist of that said. And I'll read it here from Joey. He says, Henry Cejudo says he has a shoulder injury, may not be able to fight at UFC 292. It never ceases to amaze me, the UFC announcing fights before the contracts are signed. And the other thing is Cejudo had teased or talked a little bit about an injury in this video here, where he also says he plans on being on the Boston card. But I'm going to read this quote right here. It says, I do have an injury. I don't even know where my injuries are coming from, honestly. Maybe it's a little bit of that old age. I do have to get my right shoulder checked up to see if, in other words, there's a slight tear, on my right shoulder. So what's going on here? Okay, there's a lot of things to kind of unpack in this whole thing. Why did his content manager delete the tweet? Is the fight actually happening? Did the UFC jump the gun? I mean, we have seen the UFC jump the gun a lot of times, right? When they announced Sean O'Malley and Aljamain Sterling, when we found out the news from the UFC, Sterling had not signed the contract yet. So again, this is not uncommon for the UFC to kind of jump the gun here. And then, like I said, why is his content manager, this guy right here, deleting a tweet about Cejudo? Basically in the tweet, he said that, it's not 100% official, because Cejudo has an injury. So I'm interested to see if a video is going to come out here soon. I just checked Henry Cejudo's YouTube channel right now, and there's no update on this. Or is this a bit of gamesmanship? Is this to make the fight a bit more interesting? Because like I said in the video yesterday, I have a hard time seeing Chito Vera winning this fight. Is this a way to kind of make it seem like, Cejudo's got an injury and he's going to overcome adversity to beat Chito Vera? Is it that? I don't really think it's that. I think it's the case that the UFC once again has kind of jumped the gun here. And here's the other weird thing about all this, okay? Brett Okamoto, very close with Cejudo's manager. Cejudo's manager, very close with the UFC. You would think that if there was any sort of issue with this fight, that Brett would get the heads up because, like I said, he's good friends with Cejudo's manager. And not to mention Cejudo's manager, very close with the UFC as well. So where's the breakdown here? What happened? Who's, I guess what I'm trying to figure out is where is the disconnect here? It just seems a little bit odd that all this stuff sort of comes out and, we don't know if the fight's going to happen. I think it will end up happening, regardless, and Cejudo, kind of mentioning here as well, that like I said, he doesn't know where he's getting these injuries. Well, Cejudo, you're getting older, man. You're 36. So these things are bound to happen here a little bit. But I don't know. Again, the UFC has said the fight's going to happen. We'll assume it will happen. But I just think it's a little bit odd that there's this whole injury thing lingering around. And by the sounds of it, this isn't 100% signed. And it wouldn't surprise me if the UFC just jumped the gun and wanted to get some, more tickets for that Boston card, because it's a nice addition here. And like MMA Joey also pointed out in his video last night, this is a possibility for a backup spot. I actually mentioned this in mine as well. But, like I said, if there's an injury to Aljo or Sean O'Malley, Henry Cejudo could then insert in there as well. So, I just wanted to point this out because I had a few comments last night on my video being like, is Cejudo injured? Is this fight going to happen? This is all we know right now. We got the deleted tweet from his content manager. We got Cejudo alluding to an injury in a video a few days before, about 5 days ago. Here he even says, if I'm able to get that healthy, I'm able to get a little more clear and be able to, game plan for someone like Chito Vera. But as of right now, that's kind of where the question mark is. Like, he doesn't deny that he's not competing. He says he's competing on the card, but then he doesn't say if he's 100% healthy. I mean, every fighter goes into a fight with an injury. It's just weird that they announce the fight and then this injury stuff sort of comes out all at one time. So I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. Who do you believe here? What do you think is going on? Do you think this fight happens? Let me know your thoughts. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, @LynchOnSports. I'm James Lynch. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll talk to you guys soon.